What if a hurricane could change the course of an election? As we face an intense hurricane season, we're seeing how natural disasters and political storms collide. Hurricanes are the epitome of unpredictability. These colossal storms form over warm ocean waters, gathering strength and fury, often changing course without warning. One moment, a community is preparing for a storm to hit, the next, it's diverted, leaving another town scrambling to get ready. The power of a hurricane is not just in its winds and rain, but in its ability to disrupt lives and plans. Imagine the anxiety of residents, the frantic preparations, and the crucial decisions made in mere hours. This chaos doesn't just affect homes and businesses, it has profound implications for political campaigns and elections. In the days leading up to an election, a hurricane can force candidates to halt their campaigns, redirect their resources, and focus on immediate relief efforts. Voters too are caught in the storm's path, their priorities shifting from casting a ballot to ensuring their safety and survival. As we delve deeper, we'll see how these natural disasters, with their unpredictable nature, create ripples that extend far beyond the eye of the storm, influencing the very fabric of our democratic process. Throughout history, hurricanes have had a profound impact on the course of elections. Take for instance the 1992 presidential election, when Hurricane Andrew ravaged Florida just months before voters headed to the polls. The devastation left in its wake forced political leaders to pivot their focus from campaigning to disaster response, altering the dynamics of the race. Fast forward to 2008, when Hurricane Ike hit the Gulf Coast, causing massive disruptions in Texas and Louisiana. As communities grappled with the aftermath, election officials faced the daunting task of ensuring that polling stations were operational and that every citizen had the opportunity to vote. In these moments, the resilience of the democratic process was tested, and the ability of leaders to respond to crises became a focal point for voters. These historical instances highlight the delicate balance between managing immediate disaster relief and maintaining the integrity of the electoral process. Let's move forward. We'll examine how Hurricane Helene's impact fits into this broader narrative of hurricanes and elections. In the face of hurricanes, the true strength of communities often shines through. When Hurricane Helene approached, it wasn't just the government's emergency plans that were put to the test, but also the determination of the people living in its path. From neighborhood associations organizing evacuation plans to local businesses providing essential supplies, the collective effort of ordinary citizens showcased an incredible resilience. Stories emerged of neighbors helping neighbors, with some even risking their own safety to ensure the welfare of others. This sense of unity and solidarity became a beacon of hope amidst the chaos. One remarkable example was the community of Baytown, where residents came together to set up a makeshift shelter in a local school. Volunteers worked tirelessly, providing food, medical aid, and emotional support to those in need. It wasn't just about surviving the storm, it was about thriving together as one cohesive unit. These acts of kindness and bravery highlighted that even in the darkest of times, the light at the end of the tunnel can shine the brightest. The power of community resilience not only helped people to prepare for the immediate storm, but also laid a strong foundation for recovery and rebuilding in the aftermath. As we continue to delve into Hurricane Helene's specific impact, keep in mind the strength and unity displayed by these communities. Their stories remind us that no matter the challenge, we can face it together. In the shadows of hurricanes, often hidden from the public eye, are the silent heroes whose contributions are invaluable. These individuals, driven by a sense of duty and compassion, work tirelessly behind the scenes to ensure the safety and well-being of their communities. Take for example the unsung heroes in the medical field. Doctors, nurses, and paramedics who, despite the risks, remain on duty in emergency rooms, clinics, and mobile medical units. Their unwavering commitment to care for the injured and ill, even as the storm rages on, is a testament to their dedication. And then there are the first responders, firefighters, police officers, and rescue teams, who brave the elements to conduct search and rescue operations. Their courage and quick thinking often make the difference between life and unalive for those trapped or stranded. Not to be forgotten are the countless volunteers who step up in times of crisis. From those who distribute food and water to those who offer a comforting word or a helping hand, their selfless acts of kindness create ripples of hope that extend far beyond the immediate aftermath of the storm. One poignant story comes from the town of Cedar Grove, where a retired schoolteacher named Mrs. Thompson turned her home into a refuge for displaced families. With limited resources, she provided shelter, meals, and a sense of normalcy to those who had lost everything. Her actions, though small in scale, had a profound impact on the lives she touched. These silent heroes, though they may not seek recognition, play a crucial role in the fabric of community resilience. Their stories remind us that heroism is not always about grand gestures. Sometimes it's about the quiet, steadfast acts of service that hold a community together in its darkest hours. As we continue to explore the impact of Hurricane Helene, let us not forget these silent heroes. Their bravery and compassion are the true backbone of recovery and hope. Amid the turmoil unleashed by hurricanes, fleeting moments emerge that reveal the profound. There are moments that capture the raw, unfiltered human experience. These personal accounts, often shared in hushed tones, reveal the true impact of these natural disasters on individual lives. Meet John, a fisherman from the Gulf Coast who faced the fury of Hurricane Helene head-on. As the storm's eye passed over, he found himself clinging to the remnants of his boat, the howling winds and towering waves a stark reminder of nature's unforgiving power. It was as if the world was ending, John recalls, his voice trembling with the memory. But in that moment, I realized how fragile life truly is. Then there's Maria, a single mother from a small coastal town, who was forced to make a split-second decision when the floodwaters began to rise. With her young children in tow, she sought refuge on the roof of her home, praying for a rescue that seemed to take an eternity. "I had to stay strong for my kids," Maria says with tears welling from her eyes. "We were surrounded by water, but I held on to hope." These stories of survival are not just about enduring the storm, they are about the strength of the human spirit in the face of overwhelming adversity. Each account adds a layer to the complex tapestry of hurricane experiences, reminding us that behind every statistic is a person who has lived through the unimaginable. As we continue to dig deeper into the impact of Hurricane Helene, it's crucial to remember these personal stories. They serve as a powerful testament to the resilience and courage that define us as human beings. In the eye of the storm, it's not just the physical structures that are tested, but the very essence of our humanity. When hurricanes like Helene strike, communities come together, displaying acts of bravery, kindness, and resilience that inspire us all. Volunteers, neighbors, and even strangers step up to help those in need, often putting their own lives at risk. From rescuing stranded families to providing essential supplies, these unsung heroes embody the best of humanity. Their actions remind us that even in the darkest times there is light. Local businesses often transform into relief hubs, offering food and shelter to those displaced by the storm. Schools and community centers become safe havens, providing not just physical protection but also emotional support. These spaces become symbols of hope, demonstrating that no one is alone in their struggle. Moreover, the stories of survival and solidarity that emerge from these crises serve as powerful reminders of our shared humanity. They teach us the importance of compassion, empathy, and unity, values that are essential for overcoming adversity. As we continue to advance technologically in hurricane tracking and prediction, it's crucial to remember that it's the human element that makes the difference. The strength, courage, and resilience of individuals and communities are what truly help us weather the storm. Now let's turn our attention to the broader implications of Hurricane Helene's impact on communities and the political landscape. When a hurricane hits, the immediate devastation is clear. Homes are destroyed, lives are upended, and communities are left in ruins. But the ripple effect of this destruction extends far beyond the initial impact zone. Families are often forced to relocate, leading to a loss of community and support networks. The emotional toll of losing one's home and the trauma of the experience can have lasting effects on mental health. Schools can be severely damaged, disrupting the education of countless children. Businesses, both large and small, face massive losses, and many may never reopen, leading to long-term economic challenges. The agricultural sector often suffers immensely, with crops destroyed and livestock lost, affecting food supply and local economies. Infrastructure damage can take years to fully repair, hampering transportation and communication, and making recovery efforts even more challenging. Moreover, the environmental impact can be profound, with ecosystems disrupted and wildlife habitats destroyed. The long-term effects on biodiversity and natural resources can be devastating. These ripple effects highlight the importance of comprehensive disaster preparedness and response strategies. They also underscore the need for robust support systems to help individuals and communities rebuild and recover. As we delved into the specifics of Hurricane Helene's impact, it's crucial to remember that the true cost of such disasters is measured not just in dollars, but in the enduring strength of the human lives. Now we're exploring how hurricanes like Helene and Milton are shaping not just communities but also the political landscape. History shows us that hurricanes can sway public opinion and influence elections. Remember Hurricane Katrina? The response that led to severe political fallout for President Bush, ultimately affecting his approval ratings and legacy. As Florida braces for Hurricane Milton, political drama unfolds. Reports that the governor ignored Harris's calls for hurricane relief fueled accusations of political gamesmanship. Will these hurricanes shape the political narrative leading into the 2024 election? Recent studies indicate that voter turnout significantly dips in hurricane-affected areas, as seen with Hurricane Michael in 2018. Many residents are focused on survival rather than casting their ballots. This raises a crucial question. How can states ensure that every eligible voter, even those displaced by storms, can make their voices heard? While we are faced with this hurricane season, the stakes soar. with the safety of countless lives and the resilience of entire communities at risk. The destruction from storms like Helene and Milton has the potential to disrupt not only lives but also the democratic process. With all the information and political rhetoric swirling, the lessons from past storms remind us that recovery is not just about rebuilding infrastructure, it's about ensuring that every voice counts in the upcoming elections. So as we prepare for the storms ahead, let's remember, how we respond today will shape not just our communities, but our democracy for years to come. Will we rise to the challenge? Only time and our actions will tell.